What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my crypto journey. My name is Fudney, and I wanted to make a Saitama update video for you guys today because there's a lot of influencers out there who are awfully quiet. You know, the news is not always happy, fun times, sunshines, and rainbows. Today's a shitty day, right? There's no way to put it. Today's a shitty day. It's down 2%. It didn't get the pump we wanted. The app still isn't working for anybody, but it's still the news. Guys, I don't hate Saitama. I don't love Saitama. I'm an investor in Saitama, and I treat my investments neutrally, right? I love some. I like to see them pump, right? But I'm not married to them, right? But it's good to be an objective investor in Saitama right now. There's a lot of things going on, and it's an interesting story to cover. I still have some of my Saitama. I think about half my bag is actually a little more than half my bag has been sold, but I still have some Saitama, and I'm still hoping for a pump. I know a lot of people had to delete the app and then download the app in order to actually be able to get their confirmation code. And then once they got the confirmation code, a lot of people were able to generate seed phrases and those sorts of things on the app, right? You can make a wallet on the app. I wasn't able to do that, but I have an iPhone. I have the iOS. A lot of people have Androids, and they were able to get to that step. Now, no one can still use the app, right? It says that there's some sort of network connection error, so keep that in mind. No one can still use the app as far as I know. I know I can. I want to use the app so I can make a freaking video on it and show you guys those sorts of things. Now, what I'm not going to be doing is I'm not going to be taking my other wallets, my trusted wallets, and importing a set of seed phrases that I have for another wallet. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make a fresh wallet on the app and do my dealings there. Now, I might send Saitama there so I can trade it for other things later down the road, but I'm not going to be importing my trusted wallets with the new app. It's just not my thing. I'm just not going to do it. Now, a big concern that some people were saying about the Certic audit and SAITAMASK is that there's this thing that is optional, right? The Skynet thing, right? And you can see right here is that this is some sort of, enabling Skynet. This is some sort of thing that helps it kind of, it's like a trial where they can see how effective they are against like hackers and bots and those sorts of things. I wish we could get this done. Now, I heard Max said that, we're waiting on Certic, but I think this is the thing you can enable. So I would like to get some clarification on what the heck is going on, because this is it's a two-part thing, right? The code audit is fine, but what about this? Is it hacker proof? Because, I know Russ made that boneheaded play by saying it was hacker resistant. Not proof, resistant. Not proof. I guess nothing is hacker proof, but it could be hacker resistant. It's the same thing like a watch being waterproof and water resistant. But I still wouldn't make that. I wouldn't even say anything about that, because there's some savvy guy out there who does not like Saitama. It's like, all right, hacker resistant, bet, right? We don't want to deal with that guy. We don't want no smoke with no hackers, because obviously we saw how much power they have. Someone is paying for those bots to overload and attack Saitama, right? So let's read this. It says, "Hey Wolfpack, quick update on SAITAMASK. Our engineering team has encountered a bot attack and resolved the issue. The update will be reflected on backend servers immediately. However, the App Store may take 24 to 40 hours to update. This is in no way a security issue within the app, rather a malicious attack to prolong its release." So this is 23 hours, and as far as I know, no one can actually use the app. So Saitama says, "I'm wishing I had an Android right about now, but it's everybody's actual phone." So pretty interesting. Now, of course, we know that a lot of products were kicked off the original version of SAITAMASK, but there are still going to be a few assets to trade. Now, unfortunately, Lily Finance blocked me, so I cannot see their Twitter, but I know what's happening. So apparently they might wait a little longer to launch Lily Finance on the app, and they have to, until like some things are worked out and they make sure Saitama's good, right? I honestly think they want to funnel everybody into Lily Finance. I just think they do. Like, you see my opinions on Lily Finance. I think Lily Finance is a money grab. I can't confirm that. I obviously don't know that, but I think that, adding Del Crypto and those sorts of things is just a huge conflict of interest. He's like one of the biggest shills online. I just think it's a huge money grab, and I just think it's bad business. Now, I made a video back in a couple days ago about Lily Finance and Del Crypto. You should actually watch that. In fact, I'll go ahead and link that up here. And Saitama does have really close ties to Lily Finance. I mean, the first round of Ethereum put on the the Lily Finance wallet is from a top wallet in the Saitama and the Saitama community, right? Someone still has 50 million worth of Saitama. And I can make a video about that. If you guys get this far in the video and you want to see that those ties, I can definitely make a video on that because Saitama has a lot of ties with Lily Finance. I think they want to pump Lily Finance up. I'm not sure how realistic the project of Lily Finance is and how far they can take it, but it seems seems like a huge money grab to me. Now, I had a really productive talk today on a Twitter live space that was hosted by the Sandstorm. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel down below. And I had a talk with, what is it, Jonathan, PR guy, was it right here? Yeah, Jonathan PR Torres. Now, we had some Twitter beef, you would say. He's a Saitama marketing guy. He's the guy who, reposted my video telling everybody to go report me as a scam, which is kind of messed up because my videos are not a scam. I'm just telling people what I believe to be the truth, and that could get my video taken down. But he took back all those statements. We kind of made peace on there. We had good, open, and honest conversation with some of the Saitama community, because people have to understand, like, my videos, yes, it's satirical, right? There's comedic value in it. I'm trying to be funny and those sorts of things, but at my core message, I want investors to win. I want investors to win, and I want people to look at actions and not words. And I want people to understand that, hey, like, you can be hyped about a project when they promise things, but then notice that they're not delivering and still, change your opinion. Your opinions don't have to be the same. Like, you can see things like, hey, they're not delivering. Well, I shouldn't trust this project going forward if they're not delivering. You see what I mean? Your opinion doesn't have to be the same. People change through time. Opinions change, right? So if you're getting into a project and they say they're going to do these things and 3 months down the road, none of those things have been done, well, you can say, hey, I'm looking for actions and not words. But I feel like we had a great conversation with a lot of people from the Wolfpack, even though some people came at me and said they didn't really like my, rhetoric or whatever I said on YouTube. Don't care. This is my platform. This is what I do. But I do appreciate the response, and I'm glad the responses, and I'm glad that we hashed things out like a couple of grown-ups on a live space, because I think that's what we need at the end of the day. We just weren't seeing eye to eye on a lot of issues. So, kudos to you, Jonathan PR. I'm glad we were able to, talk it out and those sorts of things. And we're going to both continue doing our things, right? We're going to both continue sending and spreading our message. Now, SAITAMASK, the app SAITAMASK. Now, I am excited to use the SAITAMASK app. I'm actually interested to see how, it interacts with, when it comes to trading and those sorts of things. I'm excited just to go in and see what's going on with this app. I want to play around with it. I want to trade and those sorts of things. Now, like I said before, I don't think Saitama is doing anything too revolutionary. And even when they add the Apple Pay and those sorts of things, I don't think it's going to be revolutionary. It's just my opinion. I think there's a lot of other people doing that same thing and have done that same thing. Now, Saitama really wants to make a big umbrella project to have a lot of different things in it. But I have to ask myself the question, well, when you try to become a jack of all trades, you just don't become a master of anything, right? So I think we should just focus on one thing. I know we want to do like Saita City and Saita Education and then the Wolfcaster and then so many Saita whatever. Anything you put Saita in front of, we want to do it. But I think we should just focus on the exchange and make it perfect. Let's like make this thing like butter this next year. Let's not worry about anything else. Let's get this thing smooth, right? Hacker resistant, right? And make sure we're vetting good, smaller cap community token projects that have real world use cases, right? We're doing those sorts of things, because at the end of the day, the Bitmart exchanges, the Hotbit, the Gate.ios, those smaller exchanges that want smaller cap community tokens, right? Those are our competitors, because people can buy what we want on our platform on those exchanges. Now, Saitama can do they could be the first ones to get these small projects onto their platform by vetting them, right? They could be the first ones, because sometimes you can only find these small cap products that have the ability to 10x and 100x and 1000x. You can only find those guys on Uniswap, and no one wants to pay for their gas fees. Now, I still want to know how they're going to cut down on gas fees, because I was watching the release of SAITAMASK, and apparently Max Equation said there was a field study where they compared gas prices from Uniswap compared to the SAITAMASK app. Now, I want to see that field study. I want to see what the price is, what the price difference is, because if it's not significant, then it's still going to be a problem, right? And it has to be consistent, like at least consistent, because 1 minute Uniswap is quoting me $60, the next minute it's freaking $400. I don't know what's going on with Uniswaps. I thought like waiting till 3 a.m. to buy, some tokens on Uniswap is a good idea. Sometimes I wake up at 3 a.m. I jump on Uniswap, and it's more expensive. So I don't know if they can fix that problem, they can solve the problem and have consistently low gas fees, then I think it will do well. But we have to wait and see. Anyone can say anything. I'm just a skeptical investor, and I think a lot of you should definitely be more skeptical. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.